Hello, it's Mike here. It's November 2024. Actually, it's the second day of December 2024, and I want to share my experience so far with testosterone replacement therapy. Um, for those of you that might not have seen the rest of my videos or not following, but are just looking at this video because you're interested in TRT or HRT, like some people call it, I want to give you a little bit of backstory on why I want to explore TRT, and because of my current health condition. I have inclusion body myositis. That it's an autoimmune disease where my immune system is attacking my muscle tissue. It's worse in my extremities, like my hands, my feet, my forearms, my calves. The closer you get to my core, the more healthy the my muscle strength is. But there's been a tremendous loss of muscle, a lot of weakness. I'm basically on crutches full time. Um, I've had to be in a wheelchair in a few circumstances where, for like my son's graduation or other circumstances like that. But for the most part, I'm trying not to be in a wheelchair, but I do need to rely on crutches, with the exception of being in the house where I can kind of brace, put a hand on a wall or on a chair or on the couch. I try to keep myself from utilizing crutches inside the house, but that's my condition. And I was diagnosed roughly 4.5 years ago, I believe. At this point, I was diagnosed in August 2020. If you want to find out more about that diagnosis story, it's in one of my previous videos. And so since then, it's kind of just been a slow decline, and a fight to hang on to what I have, and a lot of physical therapy, numerous injuries. But I have inclusion body myositis, and I remember shortly after my diagnosis, I was searching for some things that would help. And when they gave me the diagnosis, it was, hey Mike, this is what you have. There's no treatment. There's no cure. Good luck and do your physical therapy. And so that's what I've been doing. But when I received that news, it took me a while to kind of come back and be like, okay, well, what can I do? Let's explore. Let's brainstorm. And long story short, the doctors that I was connected with weren't interested in brainstorming. I did get the suggestion to try check out clinical trials. I didn't feel like I was in a place, and I still don't feel like I'm in a place to just travel the country. And I have a full time job. I got mouths to feed here, bills to pay, and it just didn't really seem like a thing that I could practically pursue. Not just because of my mobility issues, but I just didn't feel it. And that could change in the future. I could be interested in clinical trials, but basically beyond clinical trials, none of the doctors were interested in really even having a discussion. What about testosterone? No. What about corticosteroids? No. What about IVIG? No, that doesn't work. What about this? What about this? What about this? And I wasn't even saying I wanted to do all those things. I was just trying to help get something that I could do. But really, the doctors that I was connected with weren't interested in exploring, or really even talking about it. So, but TRT was one of the first things that I asked to my multiple neurologists and my general practitioner, and the answer was no. So I think the short story there is, if you're interested in TRT, if it makes sense for you, I I don't think you're going to get anywhere just going to a normal doctor, unless your lab levels are so egregious, so far under what the norm should be. Mine were kind of, it was low, it was borderline, but no, Mike, you don't have a problem. um, Anyways, so this year, after trying the numerous things that I've been trying to do in my previous videos with mineral supplementation and homeopathics, um, I decided, you know what? I see all these ads on the internet for like men's health clinics and stuff online. You can get stuff for your hair or get stuff for testosterone or ED and stuff like that. And, they all seem kind of hokey to me. That is not how I've been used to getting medical treatment. It just seemed weird, and I probably thought in my head that some weird doctor that would prescribe anyone anything, you know, I didn't know. But I went ahead and tried it, and I signed up for it, and I was really, really pleasantly surprised with the neurologist that I got connected with. He's awesome and extremely knowledgeable about autoimmune, which was a huge surprise to me. And he said, Mike, if there's one thing that would help you right now, it would be testosterone therapy. And that was just music to my ears. I just like, after, you know, 4 years or so, and just getting told no, 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 I was really encouraged by that news. I was really encouraged that someone, a professional, a doctor, a medical doctor, knew something about autoimmune, was willing to have a conversation, and just saw me where I was at and was interested in helping me too. And I would probably add, not being scared about it either, not worried about the liability or trying to cover his butt in his practice or something like that. So I'm not trying to slam on doctors, but that was my experience in this circumstance, where no one was really willing to have a conversation except this doctor, and it went really, really well. I did lab work, and when I met with him, it was my evaluation. We went over my numbers just to help you guys and where your numbers were at. For me, my total testosterone was at around 319, which wasn't really the critical marker there, but my free testosterone was 5.85. That's bad. That's low, very low. And I don't know how that happened, but the doctor presented two options that I could try out because my total testosterone was very low. I could try clomiphene citrate, which is a pill. I could also try like actual testosterone injections. I think there's pill options with that as well. And I always try to lean natural if that's a choice. That's what I always prefer. And so after talking with them, I was really thinking, well, let's try the clomiphene. I like the sound of that better. It's going to help my body naturally produce what it's already doing. It's not a synthetic replacement that's going to diminish my what hormone function that I have. So that's what we agreed to. He gave me the caveat that it doesn't work for all people. It works for maybe 75-80% of the people, and I'm hoping in this case that I fell into that percentage. And he did say, sorry if you hear my cat, he's meowing. He did say that usually it takes a couple weeks before you start feeling some benefits from it, but that's not physical benefits. That's going to be like mood, sleep, focus. And that was true for me. And that actually made me excited. It's like, hey, this is working for me. I think I fall within this 80%. Things are looking good so far after a couple weeks. I said in a previous video that the homeopathics, I believe, strongly help turn around my sleep and improve it. I can say after 2 months, maybe 3, that I have not had a single night of insomnia. I also believe that this testosterone therapy was also a big contributing factor. Was it the only factor? I don't think so. It could have been, but I believe it's a big factor in helping turn around my sleep. I've been doing it for 2 months now, and the doctor also said, when I was kind of contemplating this choice with him, testosterone versus clomiphene, you're probably not going to feel physical benefits from clomiphene until like 2 to 3 months. And I'm right there. I'm right there at the end of my 2 months. So I think this next month is going to be really telling. I'll be honest, my legs have felt like junk the past couple of weeks. It feels like I have regressed. There are some nuances there. I feel like, in my upper body, I feel like there's a better muscle response that hasn't really translated to me being stronger, but I can just tell, like, the activity, like they're firing better, and that might be hard to quantify or hard to understand, but I feel that. They feel more active. Um, that's in my upper body. Where I need it the most is my lower body, specifically from like halfway down my thighs down through my feet. And that might just be a symptom of that's the worst area, and it might be the last area that starts to improve. But my legs have not felt good, and so right now, I know that clomiphene citrate has had a good benefit to me. Um, Physically, some I see it like I've been describing, but I'm kind of questioning, is it really working for me at this point? I'm 2 months in. This next month is going to be really telling. And I also agreed with the doctor that let's try it for 3 months, and if we need to make a change, we'll make a change. And at that point, I would go to testosterone. So we'll see. The verdict's still out. I am glad that I'm sleeping better. I'm glad that my mood and my processing or focus has been improved. It's given me a little extra get up and go, or vitality, I think would be the better word for it. So that's my experience so far with clomiphene citrate. I will keep you guys posted on how it goes. But that was also another big step in me trying to find something that's going to help me out. Talk to y'all soon.